Okay, listen. I know I've been posting a lot of idea videos for Kingdom Hearts about summons and whatnot, and you're probably getting sick of it. But I have another one, and this one is really good. It's going to be a little longer because it takes a little bit more of an explanation than an actual summon, but I think that this idea is innovative, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So, this idea is kind of one about a minigame. This minigame is very similar to the game involving the 101 Dalmatians in Kingdom Hearts 1, but think bigger. This time, however, instead of gathering 101 Dalmatians, we are gathering Dr. Jumbo Jukiba's 625 experiments. And this kind of follows the plot of Lilo and Stitch, the series where they go around and these experiments get activated by water and they go and help these experiments. And with this plot that the show has, you can kind of integrate that into the game. So I'm going to break this down into a couple of different parts of how this minigame can work. So without further ado, let's get into the experiments minigame for Kingdom Hearts. So, if you're unfamiliar with the plot of Lilo and Stitch the series, this takes place shortly after Stitch the movie, where they wonder what happened to Jumbo's other 625 experiments. And in the movie, they run into one of those experiments, Experiment 221, or Sparky. And throughout the movie, they try to capture him, and then they end up reforming him like they ended up reforming Stitch in the original Lilo and Stitch movie. But at the end of it, all the other experiments are scattered throughout Hawaii to be activated whenever in contact with water. And so the series is Lilo and Stitch finding these experiments and helping them reform them and put them in places throughout Hawaii that can be beneficial to the rest of the people there. So in Kingdom Hearts, this is going to follow the same exact plotline and similar setup as the 101 Dalmatians. You're going to be finding these experiments, the little pods throughout each of the different worlds, and bringing them back and trying to reform them. Maybe they're in treasure chests or just laying about and find 625 little pods. And in the same way that the 101 Dalmatians gave you prizes, you would get prizes after collecting a certain amount of these experiments. Now, you may be asking yourself, what kind of prizes could you get from capturing these experiments? Well, I think this system would work best in a hub world that is similar to Traverse Town or Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 2, where these experiments, as you continue to collect them, will be seen throughout the town, and they would be helping out the townspeople or helping out in different areas. You just see them hanging out. Maybe they unlock new areas of the hub world that you can then explore and get prizes from chests there. So as the game progresses, you slowly see the hub world come more and more to life with all these experiments, living in harmony with the townspeople and making the town a better place, and you build it up as you go. Now, the prizes from the chests are typical things that you see in Kingdom Hearts with these kind of minigames, which are synthesis materials or maybe rare items. Sometimes maybe you can theme them after the particular experiment that you've gotten, whether it be fire or water. One particular idea I had would be the first thing that you unlock when capturing these experiments is you unlock a new shop in the town, which is 625's sandwich shop, which, can give stat boosts and help you in combat just like Remy's food did in Kingdom Hearts 3, except now you're eating 625's amazing sandwiches. And my idea for the final prize, I think would be really cool, would be to add a summon at the end of it of one of the experiments, perhaps 221, like the one I suggested in one of my other shorts that you can watch on this channel. Have Sparky be the final summon, the final prize of capturing all of these experiments that he goes and helps you in combat. Now, when finding these experiments, I think it would be a little too simple, a little too easy to just go and collect these pods and then turn them into Jumbo Jukipa. Instead, what if we spice it up a little bit and have chance encounters when you reach certain points in worlds? You have to fight some of these experiments and calm them down. Lilo and Stitch had to do that many times in the show, and now Sora will have to do it to capture these experiments and reform them. I think there's a couple of different experiments that could do well within combat. You can have kicks, you can have yin and yang, you can have Richter, he can summon earthquakes. Maybe after each of these fights you unlock a new spell to use in your arsenal. But honestly, the list of experiments that you can fight can go on and on. I mean, they're so creative, but the ones I listed are just simple, easy, like, oh, that fits right into Kingdom Hearts lore. They could easily make that a boss fight. I think one of the best upsides of this minigame could be that it gives you a reason to go back to the Disney worlds that you've already visited, or go back to the hub world that you've already visited and keep the gameplay alive. You add little things that make the game seem longer and more interesting, and gives you reasons to revisit instead of just plowing through or grinding to get more materials. Or you end up finding more experiments that you didn't find before. You're like, oh, I gotta find the rest of them, and then you can unlock all these great things. So anyways, that's my idea, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any ideas about minigames or things that you would want to add into Kingdom Hearts of your own.